Hello everybody and welcome back to the Shot to Nothing YouTube channel. Today we're going to be previewing the 2016 Ladbrokes World Grand Prix that starts on Tuesday, 6-day event. It's at the venue Cymru in Llandudno, North Wales. It features the top 32 performing players from ranking events this season. So it's a unique ranking list involving all the points and prize money accumulated from the major ranking events, European Tour Series and the One Asian Tour event that was in China since the start of the year. Judd Trump is the reigning champion, £300,000 worth of prize money in the pot, 100 grand to the winner. This time round it is also ranked, so any prize money earned actually goes to their official world ranking list totals as well. So with the World Championship around the corner and qualification, players hovering around that top 16 mark, if they have a really good run here, you can secure their berths at the Crucible, because as we know, whether you're ranked number 17 or 128 in the world, everyone will start at round 1 World Championship qualifying. They'll have to win 3 matches of best of 19 action, and as we know, the depth of the tour now, that's no easy feat. So players can really take pressure off themselves if they can perform this week in Wales. Like I say, it's a separate ranking list throughout the events of the season. John Higgins is actually number 1 seed. In many ways, he's been the player of the season. He won the Australian Open at the start of the year, and a few months after that, he won the International Championship in Peking, China. He's been very consistent in other events as well. Like I say, he heads the draw. This is like a bracketed draw as well. So number 1 plays number 32, 2 plays 31, etc., all the way down. Higgins is number 1 seed. He's going to face a number 32 seed, close friend and World Cup Scotland teammate Stephen Maguire, who only just scraped in with enough prize money. Maguire was actually sweating out at the conclusion of the Gdynia Open last week in Poland. If Andrew Higginson had won his semi-final clash, then he would have relegated Maguire out of this competition. So Maguire, you could say, is on a little bit of a free shot here, but he's one of those players who's currently sitting out the top 16, so needs a really good run here if he can, to try and boost his world ranking points and avoid the dreaded qualifying score of the World Championship during April. So that's a really tough opening game for Stephen Maguire, but at least he's in the event. Same quarter, you've got Matt South versus Ryan Day, number 16 and 17 seeds. Haven't reached the final this year, but they've been very consistent on the tour overall. Also in that section, like I say, is defending champion Judd Trump. Judd Trump is number 9 seed, so like I say, this is a unique ranking list. There's no seedings from last year's positions of how you got on, and he's actually going to be facing Mark Williams in round 1. So that's an example of how this competition is a little bit special, where you can get top 16 clashes like that first off, and there are other sections in the draw that look quite open as well. So that's one of the sort of the special things about this competition, as it were. Trump's coming back off his first title of the year. Midweek, at Quandon Park, he won Championship League Snooker, the winners group, 3rd time he's won it. Actually, on the way, he beat Mark Williams. We know Trump beat Ronnie O'Sullivan in the final 3-2. Also beat Ronnie in the final of this event last year. So this venue harbours some good memories for him. He was actually behind in the final to Ronnie, so to come back, that was a real sort of feather on his cap, as it were. Also in that section, Dave Gilbert, International Championship runner-up earlier on the season, a real sort of breakthrough moment for Dave Gilbert. We knew what a good player he was. He's qualified Crucible before, been on a television screens for a few seasons now, but to get to the final of a major event in China was a real red letter day for him, as it were. He's going to be facing Stuart Bingham. We know how Stuart Bingham's struggling at the moment. He's having a torrid season, not performing anywhere near the levels that he wants to. The results are completely different to what they were 12 months ago. He's number 25 seed, so he's kind of scraped in. He's done enough though, he's accumulated enough points through the ranking, the qualifying competitions to be here, and you know, he's the world champion. Who knows, he could turn it around this week, and he could come into the Crucible with a great chance of breaking the curse, so we'll see. Second quarter of the draw, the main seed is Kyron Wilson. Another breakthrough moment for him. Another player who's had a tremendous season. Won his first event, won the Shanghai Masters, beat Judd Trump in the final 9-8. A player I really like, a player who I thought could win major events even before the Shanghai, but I think it surprised everybody how that he's actually got into the winner's circle. But fair play to him, and he's not a one trick pony. He got to the semi-finals of the German Masters in Berlin a few weeks ago, and he done well in Gdynia last week as well. qualify for the Players' Championship Finals, which is a separate event to this, but Kyron Wilson's getting more and more dangerous, and he's hovering around the top 16 mark, so he could be a contender if he does well over the next 3 events up towards the Crucible. He could be one of the seeded players at the World Championship, so we'll see. Got a very tough opening game against Jamie Jones, who's again on an upward curve. He got to the Crucible quarterfinals 2012, then had a dip, but he's coming back again. For example, I mean, all these players in this event are playing well. They're getting towards and they're not losing first round matches. Put it that way, they're not losing too many early games, and they've accumulated enough points to be here. But Jamie Jones, Welshman, he's going to be playing in front of his own crowd, so he's going to be wanting to put up a good performance in front of his home fans. Also in that section, you've got Mark Selby, number 5 seed. Got his first title of the year last week under his belt in Gdynia, the last European Tour event of the year. He's going to be clashing against fellow Leicester man Tom Ford, who got to the final of the Riga Open at the start of the year, so they probably know each other very, very well from the same city. Also in that section, we've got Luca Brissell, one of the informed players 2016, got to the final of the German Masters, got to the final of the Shootout, although that doesn't qualify for this, obviously. He's going to be playing Ali Carter, who, great to see Ali in all these big events again. He won the Pool Hunter Classic, August bank holiday in Germany. That's taken pressure over him for the rest of the season, and they're going to be clashing. That should be a really good, keenly fought first round match. Completing the second quarter, you've got Joe Perry, number 13th seed. Good thing he's got this event because he didn't actually qualify for the Players' Championship, where he was the defending champion, so he needs to probably rack up some points here because he knows he's going to miss out in Manchester. He's going to be playing Barry Hawkins, so this is another top 16 affair. Barry Hawkins, number 1 seed in the European ranking list this year, so again he's been doing well. He actually won the event in Riga, the Riga Open over in Latvia, so again he got to the final of the Masters. Barry Hawkins, once again, he's always there or thereabouts. So if we move on to the bottom half of the draw, this is the third quarter. The main man, and that is Martin Gould, got the monkey off his back, as we know, won the German Masters, also got to the final of the Australian Open at the start of the year, got to the final of the Gdynia, so he's followed it up either side of his big sort of major win at the Tempodrome. He's going to be facing Tian Pen Fei, another Chinese queuist, and for Gould, he's got back into the top 16. He's one of these players, he doesn't bother him who he plays, and you've really got to look at him as a contender for every event he plays in. You know, to call him a dark horse now for events is a bit disrespectful. He's a major winner. He always seems to be there at the business end of events, and he can beat anybody. So bear that in mind with the real meat of the season to come. Same section, got Liang Wenbo, UK Championship runner-up this year, Tony Robson, very much similar to Martin Gould. A few years ago he was in the top 16, got to the final of the Shanghai Masters in 08, I think, and lost to Ronnie. Then he went on a dip, a bit of a barren spell. I think he even fell at the world's top 32, but powered himself back into the world's top 16, the world's elite, you know, and right in the limelight, you know, real colourful character, as we know. Lost to Robertson in the final, but he's this is a sort of second coming for Liang, and he is China's number 2 queuist back again, so but he's got a tough opening assignment against former world champion Graham Dott, so that'll be interesting how that pans out too. Sort of clash of characters, I would think. But also in this section is red hot Ronnie O'Sullivan, as we know, since his return at the Masters at the turn of the year. He's been on a fantastic form, won the Masters, won the Welsh Open, very nearly won Championship League snooker midweek, just lost out while the odd frame to Judd Trump 3-2. Went on a 24 match winning streak, centuries left, right and centre, 1-4-6 saga. I'm not going to go through that again. He's the favourite to win the tournament justifiably, best player in the world at the minute. He's got Michael Holt first round, who again, he's a player who's still, you know, has got great ability, still waiting for his major breakthrough. It just seems he gets to so far and then he just can't get through to the next barrier. But it's testament to his consistency that he's always seems to be in these events and Players' Championship finals and, you know, the last 16 of events. He really is a model of consistency. He's been in the top 32 for near enough the last decade, so he is a fantastic player. And who knows, he's beaten Ronnie O'Sullivan before in ranking events, so who says he can't do it again this week? That would be a shock, of course. It's short distance, best of 7, but Ronnie doesn't bother Ronnie, I don't think. I mean, majority, you know, a lot of the matches he won at the Welsh Open were short races. At the Championship League snooker, the best of 5. So Ronnie's in a good place at the minute. He he's justifiably the favourite with the bookmakers. Also in that section you got Sean Murphy. Hasn't had the best of seasons. The great campaign 2014, 2015, won the Masters, got the final Crucible, won a couple of ET events. Since then I'm not sure if it's affected him losing to Bingham in the final where he was the favourite. Hasn't reached the same heights this season. He's got Michael White, another player just around the, I'm not sure if he's in the top 16 currently at the minute, but he's certainly in that sort of group players where he needs a couple of events to automatically qualify for the Crucible. He got to the final of the Gibraltar Open back in December. So we're going to move on to the bottom quarter of the draw. Top man there is Neil Robertson. Started the season slow. I was a little bit concerned with the way he looked at the start of the year. He had a couple of early exits, and I was a little bit concerned. But then he went on a fantastic run towards the end of the year. He won the Champions of Champions, then followed it up with 150 grand's worth of money at the UK Championship. Brilliant performance. It was fantastic. We made a 147 final against Wembo, and that's a reason why he's comfortably number 2 seed here, because of the money he won. And obviously he was run up to Ronnie at the Welsh Open in Cardiff a few weeks ago. It's going to be a clash of the vegans because he's playing Peter Ebdon in the first round. Ebdon will qualify for this event last year, and I think he beat Murphy first round. So maybe this venue is a good venue for him. We'll see. But actually, be an interesting clash. Also in that section, you got Mark Allen. Mark Allen won in Bulgaria this year, and he's playing David Grace. David Grace, fantastic story. Was before the UK Championship was around sort of 80 odd in the world. Probably looking more towards getting relegated from the tour. Turned his life around, really changed it. Got to the semi-finals of the UK in York. Could have possibly got to the final, arguably. Certainly should have made it 5-all against Wembo in the last 4 clash. But the prize money has boosted him up the rankings back into top 64. I think for the first time actually. Financially, it's taken a lot of pressure, a lot of burdens off him, and it's qualified for events like this. So fair play to David Grace. His confidence must be completely boosted from that run in York. Also in this section you got Marco Fu, won the Gibraltar Open. He's playing Thepachara New, exciting character in this all Asian clash, and New got to the semi-finals of the International Championships. That's a big contributor to why he's here. Went on a bit of a dip after the UK Championship, missed the black as we know for the 147, and then went on a little bit of a losing streak. Maybe that was at the back of his mind. The amount of money that he could have won for that 147 could have financially secured him for a little while as well. So it's taken him a little bit to get going again, but he's looking dangerous, and he will be dangerous against Marco Fu, a clash I'm really looking forward to. And the last first round tie is Ben Williston against Ding Junhui. Ding Junhui, again, we know hasn't had a great time over the last season, but over the last couple of months, last month or so, there's sort of signs of him getting back to his old self. Got to 147 in Cardiff at the Welsh Open. Probably here because he won the Haining Open Asian Tour event before the International Championship. Beat Ricky Walden in the final, who's not here actually. Ricky Walden on the top 16 stars, there isn't. Ding Junhui, and he's playing Ben Williston. Again, model of consistency. I put him in the same bracket as Kyron Wilson. I expect him one day to win a major event. I expect him to be in the top 16. Every year his stock is rising. He's always there or thereabouts in the final days of European Tour events, and had a great run in Wales where he got to the quarterfinals off the back of winning it last year. So that match sort of completes the draw at the bottom section of it. Like I say, it's a 2-table setup. Initially best of 7, which isn't ideal, I think, for a prestigious event like this where people have technically qualified for. You'd like to see longer races, but TV must and everything like that. You get to see a lot of snooker over a short amount of time. Best of 7. It's only the first couple of rounds, and I think it obviously extends, and it'll be a 2-session final come the Sunday. All on ITV2 live. I really like watching their coverage, so should be a really, really good week what I can watch of it. And that's the draw. Like I say, we've got after this the Players' Championship and China Open before the World Championship. So everybody's sort of vying for their positions in the ranking list to make sure that they're high in the rankings as they can, to try and make their task for the biggest event on the snooker calendar as easy as they can. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. If you can subscribe to the channel, that'd be fantastic. Leave us a comment below. Who do you think is going to win this tournament? Any other things that you want to comment on. Please visit my website. It's www.theqview.com. I'll leave a link below. Thank you for your time. I'll see you soon.